number 1.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Ja went number 2. Andre Barrett 3. DeAndre Hunter from Virginia went number 4. I'm trying to figure out which one the Wizards got now. Draft party going on tonight. Oh, ninth. Ninth. They got ninth. Yeah, Wizards got ninth.
Okay.
Yep, Garland went to. That's gonna be interesting.
Nah, I was watching that early on First Take. Like, this is like one of the best draft classes I've ever seen.
Loaded.
So
this draft is loaded for sure. And this is like the first time I started watching college basketball like that because I was never into it. So
this year was a good year though. Like the March Madness. This is the best one I've seen since what 2008. I think was like the last like hype one.
Which
that's
year?
when it was UNC won the championship.
Which year was it with UNBC?
That was 2 years ago. You talking about when they upset UVA?
Yeah, and George Mason. Remember that year with George Mason? Was it George Mason?
George Mason. That was 06. That was like 05, 06. Crazy.
Them Jones was interesting. I seen a little bits of those, but
facts. I just started watching basketball real heavy, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this upcoming season with all these trades and stuff. For real. But welcome to Relentless Reasons. I'm your host, Amiri. It's Nino.
What's good?
It's Gadget. We just gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna get right into it today. It's
the joint you ain't even want to watch.
Yeah, I know the case though.
But
so we know the
such
case.
A small portion of the whole. Did you finish it?
The first episode?
No, the whole thing.
No, I ain't watching the rest of that.
Bruh, why?
Mayonnaise mayhem.
Bruh, oh my God! Literally, the case itself is a small portion of the Well, what is it called? Like
the docu-series?
It's like a short series or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a small portion of it. What you don't know is how their life was afterwards.
Well, I know one of
how it was in there.
Yeah, I know one of the guys, he like hates his father because of the way he said it. Like he set him up and told him to just go along with the police said. Basically caved in. To me, that was real cowardice of him too. I watched that on the first episode too. That was one thing I noticed. Like instead of standing up for his son and like going to bat for his son, the first thing he did was yell at his son. Like his son was in the wrong. Like
and for the people listening, we talking about When They See Us.
Yeah, on, the docu-series.
Yep.
But we want to kind of frame it around the entire case. So basically, the people who don't know, the Central Park Five, who are now known as the Exonerated Five, they basically were framed and tricked into confessing to a rape of a young lady.
Coerced is the term that they used frequently. They were coerced with some of them with no parental guidance or figure in the room at all.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into that too. So like I was saying, they were framed and tricked into basically confessing to a rape and brutally beating this young lady whose name is Trisha Melly. Was jogging in Central Park. This was in 1989, and basically they were interrogated by the New York Police Department. I believe it was 24th Precinct.
Okay.
And without a lawyer present, without parental guidance. And keep in mind that all 5 of these gentlemen were weren't adults. They were all legally minors. And I just thought like the whole time I'm watching this doc and knowing what I know about this case and to bring it the way Ava just brought it to life, just that's why I was telling you I can't really watch it without getting upset because it's like 10,000 things wrong with this. But I want to hear your take on it. You saw the whole thing.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Like you should have seen the whole thing.
No.
It's gonna make you mad, but it still needs to be seen. You feel me?
Not if
like,
you know the case.
It's not about it's about the case, but there's more to it, bro. Like they have lives after that.
Yeah,
they have lives when they were in prison, in jail.
I agree. Yes, that's
showed
true.
A little bit of like you have no idea what happened to a lot of them afterwards and during.
I mean, it's not it don't take a degree at Harvard to kind of figure out what's happening. So
tell me about it then. Tell me about it.
It's obviously was trauma.
What happened with Corey then?
I don't know. I don't have to know what exactly happened to know that is a traumatizing experience to not only snitch on 4 other young boys you have no clue, you have no recollection of ever meeting, but 2 to be punched in the face and interrogated by grown men as a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, but
they don't think about it like this
but
too.
But he wasn't even the only one that snitched though.
I know he wasn't. They all lied on each other. They all were tricked into lying on each other.
Everybody but one. See, that's why you have to watch the series.
Yeah, and the one dude, they was like, he's the glue. They tried to trick him, and the way they tricked him is basically the cop came in there and smacked him around, and then the other cop came in there trying to be the quote unquote good cop.
The
Corey dude, right?
No. Yusuf didn't. He was the only one that didn't do a videotape confession. His mom wasn't having that. That's the dude that they couldn't get, but he still went to prison anyway.
Nah, not him.
But that's who I was talking about.
I was talking about what's his name? Corey
Corey's a 16-year-old. That Yusuf has said like, you gonna come with me, and then he was like, my mom gonna kill me if I don't come. So he wasn't even a suspect, and he ended up going.
The dude, hold on. I thought Corey was the dude that was the young man that the Linda, what's her name? Who's the prosecutor?
Linda
Fairstein. She was like, he's the glue to the whole situation. If we can get him to bring all their stories together, because originally how she was explaining the case to the I guess the people that was bringing it to the court. Yeah, it would be the district attorney, I believe. They didn't they kept telling her like, yo, you basically don't have a case. Yeah, they have no recollection of this rape at all. Like, they're in all different spots.
Yeah, the locations didn't add up.
The time period didn't add up.
She was like, so you have like this whole gap of time that you have to like account for that's not working out.
Not even working. And they were like in the what? They were like in the north part of the park or something like that.
I don't remember specifically where they at, but where the rape had happened and the time frame of like the whole incident where they were wilding in the park, nothing added up, and she knew that. Linda knew that, so that's how I believe. Okay,
she should be indicted.
I think what you're talking about now is so they realized that. I think they knew he had like some type of like mental problems, like he wasn't like up to speed with everybody else, because that's why they went so hard.
Come on, dog. Like, I don't even see why. Like, why I don't. That's why I was like, I don't need to see no more. Like, just putting all that just together. I don't need to know. I don't need to know what happened to the victims afterwards.
Why?
Because you can see what's going to happen.
You don't care about what they did. Apparently, you don't.
I do care. I don't want to. I don't want to see the brutality of it, though. I don't want to see the breakdown of that. This whole situation is egregious. Do we agree on that?
Of course we agree on that.
Why am I going to watch it?
Because it's more impactful if you know exactly what was going on. You just know the case, and
you just care about the aftermath.
The case stops at the case. I care about the case and the aftermath.
Okay, you want the aftermath.
They didn't just die.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, they're still around. Like, it's crazy what happened to some of these people afterwards, bro. Like you said about Antron, like that's the dude you was talking about that hates his dad. Like, he hates his dad now.
Yeah.
Never like reconcile with him, still hates him to this day, can't stand him. So if you seen the Oprah, I'm sure you didn't watch the Oprah joint afterwards then. Like, she had a sit down talk with everybody from the cast and then like the actual people.
Where?
Like the exonerated 5, yeah. And she asked, like, did you ever like reconcile with him? He said no. I hate him. He's a coward.
He is. I actually
hate him still.
He is. That's why I always tell black men, like, this is why black men are important. This is why black fathers are important. Yeah. Like, you have to protect, and that's why. Like, I know you like to frame me as like the angry black dude all the time, but like you have to be that aggressive. Yeah. Like you have to because stuff like that happened on a daily basis in the 90s, especially after the Clinton crime bill. Like, that was not like a happen chance or a one in a million things. It's countless. Khalif Browder, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many cases that, you know, aren't talked about that go down that same path. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
my thing is, like, so I can understand the kids from the kids' perspective, right?
Right.
But like his dad should have known better. Like, if you actually like break down what he said, it doesn't even make sense. Like, he said, just tell them what they want to hear, or you can go home. So you think you gonna tell them, yeah, I did this rape, I seen this rape,
and you going home?
You going home?
Yeah, that's dumb.
What are you talking about?
Like, what was he talking about?
You're an adult. Yeah. Come on now, bro. Like, you should know at least a little bit. Like,
but
okay, this don't add up.
If the docuseries is correct, then apparently Antron's father also had done time. So and I think they bribed him into getting his son to do that.
In the hallway, he was like he asked about the job. Do you have work? It's a pretty good job. He said, yeah. And he was like, well, do they know like all of this, like your past life or whatever? And that's pretty much how they got him to being like, yo, go in there. That's what they said. They said, go in there.
And then straighten your son out.
Talk to your son and basically straighten this out. So he went in there. That's what he started spazzing.
Man, listen.
That is a punk move though.
But
like,
everything about this case is egregious.
His manhood. He should have.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking about. Like that was.
Yusef mom was a real one. Yusef
Yeah.
came in there and said, "You
was
talking
like,
to my son without me?"
He's like,
here,
okay,
no
I'm going
lawyer?
to the New York Times.
Yeah, she said, "Come on, we leaving." Like she got up out of there, bro. She wasn't
that was like ridiculous. And to make it even more egregious is like, and this is why like even like down to the rhetoric, like what Linda was saying, he was like every black person in here, or every black male that was in that park is a thug and a suspect. You know what I'm saying? You get those little bastards or whatever, like that stop and frisk and all that, like that is just like that just reminds me of like Reconstruction. Like that's so Jim Crow. That's so like, you know what I'm saying? Everything about that reeks. That's why I just think like you have to like we as people have to start getting in the communities. We have to police, if we're gonna have like police forces and stuff like that, like in our communities. I think that's when I think people should join the police force, or you know what I'm saying. Like you want people from your community running your community.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like New York, of course, that's a big city, so that's like damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying. You really got a bunch of whites in there, but it's just
you know what it actually reminds me of. I don't know if you saw that video on Twitter. It was in the DMV area, I think specifically in DC, about that cop. He was arresting this one dude, and then his man's like came up behind him, so the cop turned around. And he was like, "Fuck, what you talking about, Mo? Like, what the fuck?" And then he squared up, cause the dude squared up with the cop, so that the cop squared up with him, and everybody, like, the post was like tripping about it. It said cop almost fights kid or something like that in DC, and I'm like, I see nothing wrong with what the cop did. Clearly you could tell he's from the area because of how he was talking and how he like wasn't afraid of the boy, because he was a black boy acting aggressively. Had that been a white cop, probably would have been a different. He probably would have turned around, tased him, shot him.
He'd have been dead. It'd have been another hashtag.
That dude, he knew he was just a little teenager, just acting a fool, thinking he could square up with a cop. So he turned around and said, "Fuck, what you talking about? Like, what's up?
What's up with it?"
And then he backed away. He was like, "Okay, then you really ain't about nothing." So you could tell he was from that area. He knew how to handle that. So we need more people like that. Yeah, but that's what you just said. It reminded me of that, because he knew how to handle that situation without being scared.
Yeah, like she didn't. And then on top of that, what made it even worse is Linda had no physical evidence to tie any of the boys that in the park at that time to the actual rape. And then what made it worse is that the dude actually met was it Kenny? He met somebody, one of the boys at Rikers. It
wasn't the dude who actually did it.
Yeah, his name is Reyes.
Who was a serial rapist.
Yeah. And then make it even worse, like the dude that was committed, that actually confessed to raping her, but because they were spending so much time on trying to prosecute these boys and throw them in prison, like he was able to murder and rape multiple other people,
more people, and it wasn't even like it was like in the same areas. Like
come on, dog. Like that's ridiculous.
And then in the interview that Oprah had afterwards, they was talking to Yusef, and Yusef, they was like going to each guy and like basically asking like, how'd you feel when the dude came out and say he was the one that did it? And Yusef was like, I was happy, but like in the back of my mind, I was thinking they gonna make this like the sixth guy. Like they're gonna make it the sixth guy. And sure enough, Linda said, "I told you there was more of them. I always knew there was more of them. This is the sixth guy right here. He's the one that ties everybody together." It's like, come on,
dog. Like,
how do you have that much hate in your heart? Like that's just crazy.
That's how they operate. That's how they do. That's what they do. They all, everything is thugged out in their eyes. It's like this brutal person, this animalistic person, or this hypersexualized person. Like even down, like I don't know if you watched First Take at all, but like even down to the LeVar Ball situation. Yeah. Like even if Molly, and I can see Molly, if Molly feels uncomfortable, okay, cool. But to make it bigger than that, like you would have thought LeVar Ball said something egregious.
I still think Molly did too much.
What you mean?
Like the whole oh, let's stay on task here. I'm like, come on, man. Like first of all, he has a wife. If you've even seen an episode of his show, Ball in the Family, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Where he loves that woman. Fool.
Yeah.
Like, he is a family man.
But even the context in which he said it, he was like, yeah, you can switch gears with me anytime. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's the point. That's the point that I'm making.
Like,
and first of all, Molly said it first. Let's switch gears. Well, we can switch gears anytime.
Go ahead. That's basically what he said. Like,
let's stay on task here. He didn't even mean it like that.
Man.
They just took it to something different. I think they were looking for an excuse to get him up out of here.
And
like realized,
and you looking for a white person to come on this show.
What, bro? I would love it.
Oh my God.
I don't have hate in my heart.
Yeah, right.
I don't have hate in my heart, bro.
Okay. I hear you, champ. I hear you. Like,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, stuff like that. Like to tie it all into this, it's just kind of like everything. Like everything is not a criminal situation. Like everything, you can't treat kids like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything is not everything is not a he's this like violent person and stuff. Like don't incriminate somebody like that, especially not no kids that have future. Like one of them was a trumpet player. Like you don't ruin futures based off your insecurities of somebody. Like that's why. Yeah.
What I don't understand is everybody's acting like they don't know how children operate or how like they don't have children because like.
Nah, it's different when it's their kids. When it's a kid not from their culture, it's easy for them to
but
put labels
even if you're
on
like
it.
helping a child with homework,
Right?
Like what's 4 plus 4?
Right.
They're just 9.
Yeah.
Like no, it's not 9. But if you like 9, that's right. Write it down. They're gonna write it down thinking 9 is correct because you praised them. So when you're in there, who raped her? Yusef, and then they're like, well, Yusef doesn't really add up with the stuff. Well, who else was there? Corey.
Yeah.
Okay, Corey. They're like, okay, yeah, Corey. Like they're gonna go with it if you like show that that might be the correct answer. They're gonna run with it.
They need to indict everybody that was involved in that.
Yeah.
In terms from the precinct to the lawyers, the prosecution.
They got her up out of there.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you know how
she
Black
stepped down from everything.
She lost her. Didn't she lose her publishing deal?
Yeah,
too?
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah,
she stepped down from the organization she was a part of, and some of the organizations was designed to help African Americans. So
that she was a part of.
Yeah,
that's the guilty conscience.
I don't get that. It gotta be
the guilty and then your president 45 had the nerve to, get on CNN talking about, I think it was good people on both sides of that.
He's a piece of shit. He wanted to kill them.
Huh? Yeah, he took out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty of these young boys.
Yeah.
And he's so arrogant that he don't have the, he don't have the courage to really come out and say that he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like that. And
it was more than crazy. 5 too.
I'm sure.
It was more than 5. 2 of them, they pled guilty to like other stuff. So they didn't like go through what everybody else did. But yeah, like that's why I'm telling you, bro. You gotta just watch it. I don't understand why you just don't want to watch it.
Cause man, 30 minutes in, I almost threw my laptop.
Like 4 of them went to jail, juvenile detention centers, and then they were moved when they were older. Spend the rest of their time in prison.
To Rikers.
No, not to Rikers, just in prison.
One of them went to Rikers.
He went to Rikers, but he transferred.
Okay,
so Corey
that's where he met Reyes.
He went straight to prison.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like getting beat up in Rikers. So then he transferred. And then he transferred from there. Because he was trying to get close to his mom. So he was getting beat up and he wanted to be close to his mom so she can come see him. Because she wasn't seeing him as often. So he kept transferring. But he kept getting farther and farther away from his mom. So he didn't stay. Yeah, he didn't stay at Rikers for most of the time.
So I thought that was the one that met Reyes, and then when he was describing the case, Reyes was like, "Oh."
But not in the show. He didn't meet him at Rikers.
No, not in the show. I'm talking about in the case wise.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Okay.
But so he was getting beat up. They said that if you go to I think it was go to like medical or something like that. I believe like you're seen as a snitch or something like that. So they said yo, just go to solitary. And he got beat up. He was like, we gotta take you to medical right now or whatever. He's like, put me in solitary. So he's in solitary confinement for a very large duration of his stay in prison.
Yeah, that's mentally crippling. That's what
Dude is going crazy in solitary, bro. Like, he's going crazy.
That which brings me to, like, have you seen the 13th?
I seen that in college. Actually.
Yeah, I seen it in college, and I watched it once when I got out of college. Like, just the mind, the mental, like how prison like mentally cripples you. Like, it's just like, even what you was just saying now, that reminds me of like the Khalif Browder situation. Like, how that whole, like, he ended up committing suicide because, you know what I'm saying, the trauma he faced in prison.
Yeah,
like,
and I can see why, because this ties into Raymond, another one of them. So in Raymond, when you watch the series, he goes to jail. He does his time, gets out. He's back living with his father, who is now, he has a whole nother like woman in his life, and all her family's there. So it's a bunch of commotion. They little kids running around and stuff. He's trying to find a job so he can move out and his girl can like live together. So he goes to this restaurant. He was trying to get a job there, and like he was sitting down getting interviewed, and the dude was like, you see that dude back there? And he points to some dude like in the back, like working. He was like, he's a felon. So then Raymond was like, how can I work here if he's a felon? And dude pretty much like, I mean, like, you can't. So that's one thing. You can't work with felons. That makes it that's one more thing that makes it difficult to start working after prison. Number two, he did end up finding work. Pay wasn't enough. Like, he was barely making enough at all to like survive, live off of. That's the second thing. Couldn't find like decent wages. So then the block he lived on, like 2-3 places down, it was some people on the stoop that he see every day. He went over there, yo, like, I see y'all getting money, like, what y'all doing? Right. Start getting money that way. Started making actually some real money to live off of, selling drugs, goes back in jail.
Just like
goes
that.
Back to prison. Yep. It's crippling afterwards.
Yeah, it's just like the whole cycle. It's like system. It's literally system menus. Yeah,
like, it seems like once you get
systematic racism.
Once you get locked up, it's over.
Yeah,
like there's nothing.
The new Jim Crow.
You can do. You can barely work. You can barely make money. It make it so difficult afterwards for people to actually change their life around.
But that's like, I've heard somebody say, like, the father of all crime is miseducation, and the mother of all crime is economic castration. If you don't give somebody a good job and you don't give them a means to educate themselves, they're literally incubating a criminal wait to happen. You're really creating a criminal right under your nose. Like, and I think that's what the justice system does. Like, how do you if you're gonna release somebody from prison, how do you not give them programs or ways to really employ themselves once they get out to change their lifestyle? So is it really about rehabilitation, or is it about capital, commerce, and, you know, keeping the cycle continue?
And
you know what I'm saying?
It's a situation where, like, if you have like a specific curfew or a time you have to be there, and like it's like, what if I like get another job?
What's your
like, what if I have work at this time and at this time? They're like, yo, you just gotta figure it out. So that's like, this just hurdle after hurdle after hurdle that you have to jump to find.
It's ridiculous
to even survive. To be honest with you, like. It's crazy. It's crazy to think.
Yeah, that's how that's how systematic racism works. It's not, nothing is designed with you in mind. Like, that's the stuff I preach on here, and the stuff I preach to, like, you as my friend, and like just my other friends in general. Like, you really have to know your history and understand how the system works, even down to where you, like, even when you're getting stopped, you have to know, like, you have the right not to answer certain questions. Like, you have the right to, you know what I'm saying, you could question why you're being stopped. You can question why you're detained. You have the right to video record, and the police officer has no right to take any evidence or use it against you. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things, like, I don't think our generation really knows. They get so, you know, frightened by it, you know what I'm saying, don't know how to really defend themselves because you know what I'm saying, they don't have knowledge of what.
It's scary though, bro, because like sometimes that don't even matter. Like, if they want you, they gonna get you. Like, they're gonna get you.
You think so?
Yes, bro. Cause when Corey was on the stand, Corey was on the stand, and she was like, you said these things right. She said, read this for me, and he was like, I can't read very well. And she's like, but this is your handwriting, right? This is your signature.
No,
he said,
this the signature
this is my signature.
But I didn't write this.
She says, read what you say. He said, I don't know because I didn't write it. I can't read very well. And the judge was like, just read. She said, what is matter with him? What is matter with her? Like, I told her I can't read. Like, why are you like pressing me out? He started freaking out because they made him sign something that he couldn't even like read or write.
He didn't because he didn't write it.
Exactly. He couldn't read it.
I even remember
and he didn't write it.
I even remember what's the dude's name? That got hit by the police. The dude that got
which one?
The one that has the older sister that worked at the hospital, and his sister came down, and he was crying because the police had knocked him in the face with the helmet when they initially arrested him.
Oh, you talking about Kevin? Yeah. I think it was Kevin.
Yo, and he didn't like the sister was like. She like the first thing she said when she picked up the document was like, he didn't even write. This not even his fucking handwriting. Like what is this?
Yeah, that's my point, bro. Like if they want you, they gonna get you. Like ain't really nothing you could do about it neither.
Yeah, nah, that's I'm calling for the arrest of everybody involved in that. Like that, they need to throw y'all jokers under the jail because that's
except dude that was in the prison that was helping Corey. If that part of the story was true, I don't know because I tried to like Google it.
So what's that about?
An officer in prison was actually like helping Corey.
Word.
Like when he was in solitary, like he gave him like magazines and books to read, and then like he bought him a chia pet because Corey really wanted a chia pet, so he bought him a chia pet. Like he was doing like little stuff to like help him out, even though he ended up transferring still, but he was still helping him out.
Yeah.
So I hope he's doing well in life. I hope he's living good, has some money, if that's true. Roberts. I believe his name was Roberts. It's crazy, man. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that was going on. They ended up getting money from the state, but they ain't never get no apology.
They more than an apology. How much money did they get? The one in like 41 million?
41, 42 along like one of those lines. But then they ended up getting another sum of money. They got 41 million.
A piece?
No, total.
Split. Okay.
Yeah.
He was like, no.
Nah, I ain't getting no 41 million a piece. Where'd they get that money from?
Yeah, that would be that. But that's old them to in my eyes. That's old to them.
Corey got more, of course.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
Like he definitely deserves.
So they got 41 million. Then they got another 3.9 million in 2016. But this happened in 2014. So from 2003 to 2014. They were suing New York City for like some type of like compensation.
Hell yeah! What you mean?
No. I'm saying that took 11 years for them to get something.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's a long.
That's ridiculous.
Like, what were they doing?
I'd have been on their head.
Them 11 years,
twiddling their thumbs, just like they doing with this reparation shit. Like you seen what they did? What they just had a hearing about it with a black economist with Danny Glover. And what's that African guy? His name slips my mind right now, but it like Mitch McConnell got on.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
So there was a hearing about reparations, which is like one of the leading topics coming up in the 2020 election, and they had basically like a panel discussion. Like I said, Danny Glover was on it. There's another activist that was on it, and one of the former presidents of Bennett College was on it, and she's an economist. But she was there.
Oh yeah, and I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and the dude, Mitch McConnell, was basically came out and said, "I don't see why reparations is needed because none of the people that are responsible for what has happened in that 150 years prior is still alive. So why would we even address that?" And in my mind, like before I got upset and started cursing them out in my mind, I was just thinking like, yo, one, you benefit from the privileges and the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. So how dare you come out your mouth and say something like that? Two, America has handed out multiple reparations from Germany to the Japanese to the Native Americans. But when it comes to
don't talk about them Native Americans though. They did them super dirty too.
Nah, they did. No, I'm saying, but they were compensated. What they was compensated was egregious.
Were they? Because you can't compensate them some land and then take it right back. Like
No.
I
was talking about money. I wasn't even talking about land. But you're right. That's right too.
Yeah,
because they put them on the reservations.
All you gotta. Yeah, they put them on the reservations, and all you gotta do is Google Mount Rushmore, and figure out what happened with that.
Yeah,
that was filthy what they did to them with Mount Rushmore and that whole area out there. That was filthy.
Hold on, I got the numbers. Keep talking.
Yeah, but I don't know how reparations is really gonna work out. All I know is Andrew Yang. That's my guy. He's gonna be on. He's a part of the Democratic debates next week on there with Joe Biden and them. So that's gonna be some good exposure for my man.
Yeah, the Democrats damn near got the Avengers running for the.
It's a lot of them. Like they got. I still like Bernie. They keep talking about how old he is, but Joe Biden really up there with him. They only like a couple years. Yeah. It's only a couple years apart. But this is gonna be interesting though. This is my favorite time. One of my favorite times of the year. When it comes to the elections, the debates, I love watching the debates. It'd be so much shade that be thrown. It's so funny.
Yeah, it do, like, especially when it comes to the presidential ones be like the funniest ones.
Bro, that Trump and Hillary Clinton, that was a comedy act at sometimes. Yeah, it was a comedy act.
That whole thing though was just. All right, let's see. I think I had this bookmark.
What are you looking for?
The reparations list. I had a reparations list
of everybody that got
reparations. Like, here we go.
I'm curious about what did the Native Americans get?
So, let's see. Where can I start? $31 million for the Chickapees of Wisconsin. I believe it's Native American. Forgive me if I'm butchering the pronunciation of these. Ottawa's of Michigan got 32 million in the Treaty of 1836. Seminoles got 12.3 million in Florida. The Seahawks got 105 million, but that's the South Dakota for the seizure of land. What Mount Rushmore?
They got how much?
105 million.
They didn't take that.
Well, it said the Seahawks of South Dakota for seizure of their land.
Yeah, no, I did my research on that. They didn't take it. They don't want the money.
They want their
land back.
Yeah,
they want the land that they were supposed to have that y'all stole. They want that back, and they're not getting it back. It's foul. They built Mount. Yeah, they built Mount Rushmore on it. Yeah, that was foul, man.
What Germany 822 million to the Holocaust survivors.
I need to do my research on that.
230 million.
I don't know how that was dispersed.
Japanese Canadians, 25 million.
Wait, Japanese Canadians.
Yep, that's what it says. Canada.
Okay.
25 million to Holocaust survivors from Austria. What else?
What did black people get?
$0.99.
Oh.
But those are just a few. Like, it's a whole list of them I have here, and I'll put the link so you can see it on the video that comes out. But again, like this is a prime example of how like you were saying earlier, like the systematic racism from mass incarceration to the economic part. Like it's just all.
It's a trap.
It's all mind-boggling. It's frustrating. Like to do somebody like that and not like, you know what I'm saying? They always make it seem like it's so hard to do this. No, it's not. Y'all found a way to get a man on the moon, right? Y'all found a way to in rocket science is, I know that saying is like a cliche saying like it's not rocket science. That comes from like rocket science being mad hard. So if you found a way to do that, how come you can't find a way to do it? This is what I propose too. Let me know what you think about this.
What's up?
Start with the 40 acres of land, and whatever substitute for a mule you can find, whether it be a car or whatever.
I don't want no damn mule.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with that?
Nothing. So what's that replacement?
I'm riding through the streets of Hyattsville.
Right.
What am I gonna
exactly.
do?
Nah. So what a replacement? Whatever, and that money for a car or something.
We ain't getting no 40.
Start there, and then let's have a conversation. But again,
you know how much money 40 acres would be?
And that's your fucking fault. You fix it. You messed it up, so you fix it.
Right, but let's think logistically. How is that even gonna happen?
they got enough land to hand out. Trust me. Start cutting into them budgets. You find a way to cut in the budgets for all this other stuff y'all do. Start there. Start there. Don't even start with the liquid cash yet. Just start with the land. Start with the land. Then let's have a conversation. Because you got to think about it like this too. Like, let's take this. I heard Roland Martin say this morning. In the way he broke it down.
Roland Martin.
He was saying, like, when they initially drafted the Civil Rights Bill, the Civil Rights Bill was drafted apparently in 1960, and when he pushed it through, originally it covered everything. So that's housing, that's voting, that's just the entire like existence of African Americans. Like, we want fairness in these different markets. But LBJ wouldn't pass it. So you got to remember, after Kennedy died, the first one came, the Civil Rights Bill came, and that was just for public accommodation. Mm-hmm. Then 1965 was voting, and then of course you get the Fair Housing Act after King's death in 1968. So that's how they should break up the reparations. Even if we don't all get it up in one. That civil rights bill that was originally drafted was broken down into 3 different parts. So if you could do the same thing with the reparations. Start here, then we'll have a conversation. We'll get this, and then accommodate for this. You have to pay for if you're gonna make everybody else pay for the atrocities of sin, like if of their crimes, you have to pay for yours as well. You're not excluded from that. If you murder somebody and nobody finds out for 50 years and you still alive 50 years from now, the statute of limitation isn't up on it just because it was 50 years ago. So this notion that white people have that you have to just forget about it because we quote unquote wasn't here doesn't mean you don't have to pay for that, because you weren't here for the Holocaust, but you paid for that. You weren't necessarily here during the Native American massacre, but you paid for that. You had to. You know what I'm saying? So like this whole notion that we can ignore people, and we are coming up on especially our generation, we're coming up on like, if since we definitely don't give a fuck, the people under us is just, they're not even gonna ask you tonight. I think they're gonna shoot y'all in the head and take it. Because think about everything we've gotten, we had to fight for it. I think they gonna literally just blow y'all heads off.
We gonna get ours regardless, man. I don't even be caring about stuff like that no more. We gonna get ours regardless, bro. I ain't looking for nobody to do nothing no more. I'm gonna get mine, and that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I agree.
It wasn't that long ago though. My great grandmother was a slave, so it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. You ain't got to tell me. My great grandmother actually walked from the plantation up to Greenville, South Carolina. That was the story that was told to me. Mm. 11, 12 of her kids by herself.
How the hell she do that?
Yeah, man, don't give me the line.
That sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah, and she
keeping track of all them kids.
Yeah, no, they was out of there. They was gone. They was. It's like it's time for us to go. Like,
damn.
So you know what I'm saying. We say all that to say, get Linda Pharisee the fuck out of here.
Yeah, to wrap all that up, get her up out of here, bro. Like, how is she a New York Times bestseller? Like, come on, crime novels. Get the New York
Police Department 24th Precinct out of here that was involved. Like, crazy. That's just crazy. What else we got on here? The Sudan crisis. I just wanted to like touch on that real quick. Kind of give our hearts and prayers out to the families that being affected, our African brothers and sisters over there in Sudan that been traumatized and attacked. Mm-hmm. We praying for that everything gets settled over there. Have you seen the death toll and stuff?
Nah, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, nah, it's bad. I don't know exactly what the cause is. I couldn't find the cause. It's just, to me, it was crazy. Like,
yeah, apparently it's some type of revolution going on over there. They're killing activists, women, they're raping women, children. They
raping the men.
Like, yeah, like anybody that's pro democracy.
Yeah, they getting them out of there.
Yeah, they're getting
but
them out of there.
I heard that the militia that's doing it is a branch of the government. Like
I heard that too.
Yeah, it's just.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
but that
it's like a rogue branch of the government.
It's so crazy that stuff like that happens because it doesn't even surprise me anymore. Because like didn't Kim Jong-un like kill some people? He killed somebody he killed a lot of people actually that was like part of his group. Cause I guess they weren't doing their job right. And I was like, they just killed him. He was like, yeah. I'm like, you could just do that? Like you could just kill people like that? Like apparently ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it.
That's dictatorship,
I'm like,
bro.
yo, that is wild.
That's dictatorship,
you
bro.
You can't just do that here.
Yeah. Nah, they can. They find a loophole.
Who?
Nah, they kill people all the time.
Please.
They've killed all our leaders. What you talking about? Under the nose?
Yeah, of course. Actually, yeah, I take that back. I take that back.
They do that all the time.
I take that back. But
they just not open like Kim
No. I was about to say, okay, let me rephrase that. More specifically, they're like, yeah, I killed my transcribers. They weren't doing their jobs correctly. I killed them.
No. They
what are y'all going to do about it?
Yeah,
and then look around. What are y'all going to do about it?
Nah,
ain't nobody doing that here.
Like they ain't that open with it.
If they do that, they might like cover it up or whatever. But they're really open about it there.
Yeah, it's wild. A fact. Yeah,
I can't believe stuff like that's going on, man. Like that's beyond crazy to me.
And I think what's even more crazy is that nobody's really covering it. It's kind of get swept under the rug. But you know, when Paris got hit, they want niggas to pray for Paris. They got
an internet blackout though, Sudan.
Yeah, really?
They got internet blackout going on supposedly, so that might have something to do with it. Like,
nah, I'm definitely gonna be following this like in the upcoming weeks because I just what I'm saying, I hate like our mother country be so, like continent being like such a disarray like with all these the way that government run and what I'm saying. I also think. Like the way media frames it sometimes, like it don't be the whole truth. It be like, what I'm saying? It be bits and pieces to make it, sound like the higher ups is really corrupt when in fact it might be somebody else behind the scenes pulling the strings. So, what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna look more into that.
Yeah.
So okay. You got anything else to add to that?
Nah, man, not on that one. It's just a sad situation all around. I ain't got nothing else on that.
What you call it? What else is? We got a bunch of new music.
Yeah, I just saw before I came here that Double XL had dropped their list.
Okay, so the only people I noticed was YB and Cordae.
Yeah, he from
Waldorf.
Yeah, I think he Snack's cousin. He's Snack's cousin.
No. I don't think he's Snack's cousin. I think he went to school. He went to school with.
Oh, he told me he was his cousin.
Oh, Snacks be welling.
He got the lion. Huh? He got the lion, boy. Welling. People get famous, they get a lion.
Nah, but I think he does know him because I think they went to the same high school.
Yeah.
So I know it's YB and Cordae, of course, Meg.
Yo, hold on. Let me say one thing about Meg the Stallion. Fool, she can rap.
Yeah, she got bars.
There's not many like female artists that I can like actually rock with, like rapping wise. She's one I
think she's one.
She's believable.
Very
and she
true.
can spit.
Very true.
Those are the two things I look for. Like I gotta believe you when you rapping. Like if you rapping about this and that, and then I'm like, bro, I don't really believe you. You need more people. I'm not really gonna rock.
Yeah, you need more people.
You need more people. But but she's
her.
tough.
I like and like her music is not necessarily something I gravitate towards, but like people like her, Meg Thee Stallion. No. Meg Thee Stallion, Cash Doll. I think got bars. It's this girl out of Buffalo, New York. Her name's Shay Nior.
Okay.
She's nice. She came on the 38 Special. I don't know if you know who that is.
Rico Nasty tough too.
Rico Nasty. I like Tink too.
Tink fell off for me.
You think her? And I like Dreezy a little bit too.
I'm not too familiar with Dreezy.
Dreezy got some good music, but bars wise, I think Cash Doll and Meg are nice.
Right.
Like they can spit.
So the list goes the Baby. Okay. I think everybody can agree with the Baby. The Baby had one hell of a year. Yeah. But we went to school in North Carolina at A&T, so like the Baby been rocking for a little minute out there. Yeah. Like, they love the Baby.
Yeah.
Gunna, of course. You can't really debate that one. Meg Thee Stallion, can't really debate that.
Yeah.
Then we get the Blueface.
That's the Tatiana dude.
That's the Tatiana dude.
Yeah.
Blueface, he can't rap. Like you can't.
You don't have to rap nowadays. You know, yeah.
You don't. You can't deny his popularity, but he can't rap. Like that's not even a diss to the man. Like he cannot rap on beat.
And
like he just can't.
I'm not trying to be funny, but in 2013, what you call it? Trinidad James was on the same list.
No, okay. No, hold on. One thing about Trinidad James. At least he can stay on beat. Like he can stay on beat. Like Blueface does not give a damn about a beat. He don't give a damn about a metronome. I think he raps and then they just add the instrumental in later. Like whatever beat, just click and drag, add that on there. It doesn't have to line up. Fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, and no disrespect to any of these young men, because at the end of the day, you're a young black man that's not doing nothing illegal, and you get into a bag.
Right.
That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying. But in terms of the craft of hip hop, nah.
I say all of that to say that song "Bleed It" is tough.
Bleed
Pull up on that block when I bleed him, sliding. If I don't drop something, I can't leave it.
Who that?
That was tough. That's Blueface.
Yeah,
it's just not on beat.
You said it's not on
beat. That part is tough. And man, like, I think his manager or something like that bought him a car. Like, do they ever stop and think like, yo, where he get the money for that car?
Yeah, I don't think they in 360s. I don't think they know. they in 360s.
I appreciate the car, but like,
it's pulling from your budget. I
could have just kept my money. Like, I didn't need this car. You feel
Publishing, masters, like all, like anything with that. Like, if you don't know where that's going, trust me, somebody does, and you. And it's not going to you. So
I better start. Well, then I mean that's a tough situation.
Like you have to know. I think people don't. They get caught up in the music and then forget about the business part.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. Like 360 deals are terrible for artists.
Yeah,
are terrible. Like I would never want it, but people don't really care about it. They just get caught up in these deals and they just just caught. You know what I'm saying. They don't do their due diligence. Really.
Yeah.
But.
Lil Mosey was next. He got that
Lil
song.
Mo?
Yeah, Mosey.
Mosey.
Mosey. Unless I'm saying it wrong.
I heard that.
He a young boy. He like 16, 17. I think he's 17. He got that song Kamikaze though that I rock with. So I ain't too mad at that. Like he's actually pretty good. Roddy Rich. You never heard of Roddy Rich?
Yeah, I know Roddy.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah. I definitely know Roddy.
Yeah, he got a couple hits.
I definitely like I Don't Die. I Don't Want to Die Young.
Yeah.
That's my joint.
Yep.
That's
a John. He was on Racks in the Middle too.
Racks in the Middle, yep. With Nipsey.
Yeah, with Nip. Tierra Whack. That's the one person
I like to. Yeah. That's another person.
So does she rap or sing?
No, she raps.
Oh, she raps.
I think she raps.
Okay,
yeah,
got my attention.
Because I heard she has bars too. I haven't heard anything from her yet too.
I thought you said you like her.
Huh?
I thought you said you like her.
No, I like what I'm hearing about her. Sorry.
Oh, you like what you're hearing about her?
Yeah, because I heard Joe Budden and them say that they really like her music. So I'm gonna check her out soon.
Okay. So I'd never heard of her. And then the next one was YK Osiris. I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who that is too.
Like I can't even begin to tell you about that dude. I don't even know how old he is or nothing, but I'm assuming he's young though.
Kevin Gates had dropped the EP. That was fire. I like that.
Kevin Gates. Hold on, I ain't done with the list. Kevin Gates ain't on this list.
Nah,
nope.
Nah, he ain't on XXL. Nah, I'm talking about new music.
We talk about YBN Corday, YK Osiris.
I like YBN.
Comethazine. Have you heard of him? He got a couple songs I like too. I ain't gonna lie.
He rap?
Yeah, he raps. He like a you probably ain't gonna like it, but he got this song called Bands that I like, and then this other song called Walk that I like. But
okay.
Wait, dang, you know that song. Hold up. You know that
song.
Can I play this song? Nah.
I was going to say, that's 3-0.
Yeah, hold on. Can I play this song? Can I play it to the mic?
Yeah.
Let's see. You never heard this song? I walk around like that nigga. Finger on the trigger.
Nah, I don't know who that nigga is. I don't know who that nigga is. I don't know that man.
You sound like an old ass man. You was like,
I don't know who that man is.
I have no idea who the hell that is. And
I
then Rico
don't.
Nasty concludes the list.
Yeah.
I bang with Rico. Rico's tough. And she from here.
I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know Rico's from here.
That's funny. Yeah, Rico's from here, bro.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back and listen. I'm gonna check Tierra Whack out because I'm hearing good things about her.
Yeah, that's a new artist for me personally because I ain't never heard her in my life. This is my first time ever seeing that. Okay. But yeah, man. So we got Rico, Nasty, and YB and Cordae on that.
Who you think gonna be the best? Tough. The best come out of that class? I think I got Roddy. I got
Roddy because he knows Meg. how to make like records. Like he knows how to make songs that are like going to transition into mainstream.
I agree.
So I'll give him I'll give Meg too because it seemed like she took all the City Girl shine to be real with you.
All City Girls will be back with another hit soon.
What's the girl that's in jail? JT. Like when she get out, they'll probably get back. But whoever the girl that's not in jail,
Young Miami,
she's everything. No, Meg is everything that she was supposed to be. Because the main
Meg was coming though, regardless of what Young Miami.
But the main complaint about her is she can't perform.
Young Miami?
Yeah, she can't perform.
Really?
She sucks at performing. She's dry. She's boring, and like she doesn't. She's pregnant now.
That's what it
is. She doesn't want to rap. Like this wasn't her plan. Like JT was the rapper. She can rap.
Yeah.
She can't rap.
She gotta carry that load.
Yeah. Meg can rap. She writes. She can make songs. She's tough.
Yeah.
So she's gonna.
She went to Prairie View too.
Oh yeah, she did go to Prairie View.
Oh, she's still in Prairie View. She's about to graduate.
That's tough. I don't think she might have to.
Nah, she feeling shit online.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. You got to work with them. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Meg, you said who?
Meg, Roddy, Meg, and I think
I was gonna say the baby, but the only thing
but the baby's already out of here though. No, like he's.
But no, you said who's gonna be the best out of them? Like who's gonna make it?
Yeah.
Like who's gonna be like
longevity wise?
Yeah, longevity.
Roddy Rich, Meg Thee Stallion, and Gunna. YB and Cordae is going grow eventually, or he's just gonna go into a separate lane.
I think he's gonna be like a I was gonna say like a Cole, but maybe not like. Dang, it depends on where you could put Cole. That's a whole different situation.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
but they carved their own lanes. Cause remember, it was Cole, Drake, Kendrick. But you know what I'm saying? Before
Wale was in there for a little bit.
I don't know why people hate on Wale so much.
I've never got into
But that was like the three-headed monster though.
Yeah.
Like it was them, and then Drake had the Ghostwriter, so that threw him out of the MC list. And
you talking about MC wise?
Yeah, MC wise.
I thought you talking about like caliber.
You talking about just artists?
Because Drake skyrocketed up out of here. He's gone.
Well, all three of them did, but they went their own lanes.
Flying around right there outside that window on that OVO.
Yeah, all right, man.
On that OVO plane. Shit, play that man if you want to. Yeah, he up out of here.
No, artist wise, he's one of the biggest ever.
But dang, I was about to say I want the baby, but like I don't know, he's so mad, bro. Like he's mad.
He didn't call it,
and granted, people be messing with him, but like you really don't gotta fight everybody, man. Like especially like when you're like tough and your songs are on the radio circulating, like you getting buzz.
He doing it legally though. You gotta give it to him. If you can defend yourself legally like that.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like fighting people in the mall, like spitting on people.
Oh,
like you can't do all of that, bro. Like
why is he doing that? Just cause, or he's being attacked?
I don't know why he spit on that person, but. He did fight that dude in the mall because the dude did antagonize him. But still, bro, you got to know, like...
You fight your battles.
Yeah,
like choose your battles. Pick your battles.
You don't got to fight him. Like, you the baby, man. Like, you out here.
I agree.
Like, relax.
I agree. Well, who else? Kevin Gates' project EP was good.
I can never get into Kevin Gates.
He's the only melodic person.
Everybody says that.
Because he's tough. It's like hard. Imagine hard rap with melody. Like he's the only person that can do it because it's not real sing-songy either. It's real harmony. It reminds me of like how Bone Thug used to do it.
I'm trying to find this one song I actually like by Kevin Gates. You said Bones? Yeah,
but it's like Bone, but a slower rap. But like it's like melodic type of rap, but it's hard. Like it reminds me of like the content is hard, like DMX hard. Pause. So like you know what I'm saying? Like it's really.
No, don't say that.
What?
DMX was my favorite artist at the time when I was.
No, I'm talking about the content is hard. But DMX is my top 10. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Top 10 for real?
Yes.
Maybe we need to do a top 10 episode next time.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
curious about your top 10.
Okay, nah, for sure.
Okay, but
we're gonna have that discussion.
You Could Tan. That's the only song I like really like from Kevin Gates. I haven't gave him too much.
You can
though.
what album?
You Could Tan. Shit, I don't know. It's this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
so,
on.
Is that his new jump? Only the generals gonna understand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the new jump. Okay, yeah. This is a song I like.
That's the second song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the only song I like. And I found
you would like Isla.
And I found that song out by a dude on Twitter that be like, hey Parlay. You know that dude? Like, come here, Parlay.
I heard that sound bite.
Bro, you never seen that
Nah.
dude? That dude videos is funny. He up there with
Goofies.
Freak Man. No, not Goofies.
Oh, he that level. Like HaHa Davis level.
HaHa Davis? Yeah, bro. They both don't miss. HaHa Davis and him, he don't miss. Dang, I can't remember his name, bro. That's like a running joke that you have no idea who Parlay is. He always calling out for Parlay. You never see him. He don't never say nothing back. Like, you have no idea who he is.
Man, you know I don't be following all these dudes on
But you don't
Instagram.
be on Twitter like that, do you?
Nah.
Yeah, okay. See, there it is.
I'm an IG dude. Who else got? Ross drops tomorrow. He drops tonight at 12.
Bro, you ain't never seen this dude?
Oh, Desi.
Oh, yeah, him.
Yeah.
You know his
I don't
name,
remember.
Joe,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Desi nice.
Yeah,
but
he
I don't
funny.
remember. I don't remember the parlay. I haven't seen
I
parlay.
got a whole shirt that say, hey, Parlay.
Yeah, I haven't been following. That means I haven't been following him recently. Cause I got on him through B Simone. Cause I did their skits they used to do in the car when they get in the car.
Oh, you said B Simone?
Yeah.
Oh,
when
okay.
they used to do the skits in the car and he had that little country accent thing. Who was that?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah. But Kevin Gates, Ross got an album coming out tonight, 12 a.m. Really looking for that. Phone probably gonna go on Do Not Disturb.
Ross.
I love Ross.
I've been
waiting on this album. Port of Miami 2. Who else had music?
It's for the
Freddie Gibbs is coming out with Mad
One
Lib.
thing Rick Ross can do, he can make a summer record.
Not even that. I don't even want the summer joint. Like,
what you mean?
Give me the bars. Give me the Just Blaze, Justice League. Give
cool.
me that.
I'll
That's
take
what
Justice
I want.
League, but you know what Justice League I want? Swimming in women, champagne sipping. Magnificent, bro.
Yeah.
I need that. I need them summer vibes. Magnificent. I bought a bunch of dollars I can spend them on
Maybach
her.
Music too.
I need them records, bro. It's the summertime.
Justice
Let's
League
get
is
right.
is like that. But you're right. Ross do know how to make a summer record, and summer will start tonight on the 21st.
Yes.
And you know what's funny?
But mix them bars in there too, cause a lot of people don't give Rick Ross credit. That dude can rap, bro.
That is an understatement. What?
He can actually rap.
Hell yeah.
Bars.
Go listen to Mastermind. Go listen to BMF. Like Ross is like that. Even rather me than you. The joint he had with Ty Dolla $ign.
Which one you talking about?
I think she like me. Who they sample?
Yeah, I ain't too familiar with that.
Yo,
I
that
like
song.
Ross, but I never I don't know, man. I'm
like
part
a lot
of
of
the
his
people that
albums.
underestimate him. I'm part of the people that do that.
Man,
I ain't gonna lie.
He too consistent for me to even think about
This is 10th studio album. Jesus Christ. Rick Ross been out here for a minute.
Yeah, 06.
That's a long
06. It's 13 years later.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
And then the only other person Benny the Butcher got album coming. You follow Griselda?
I know who he is, but I don't really listen.
He got a song. He got a couple of joints. He got an EP that come out tomorrow too. That's gonna be nice. So I'm looking forward to hearing from that too. Yeah, a lot of new music. Freddie Gibbs and Mad Lib. That's coming soon.
Yeah.
I heard the 3 songs he premiered. Freddie Gibbs is someone that's not talked about in terms of lyricism that I think is underappreciated and that can really like that project he had with Currency Fetty. He really outperformed Currency bar wise.
You know what's funny? I used to be like a huge Currency fan.
Yeah, I
like
loved Currency.
That's how
Verde Terrace.
That's how I got my I started to hop off during like that time. I listened to Verde Terrace, but then after that I started to hop off. But that's how I got my Twitter name, my Instagram name, all that.
Really?
But I hopped off of Currency, like the bandwagon.
You didn't like Pilot Talk 3?
No.
Old Pilot Talk 2?
I bought Pilot Talk 2. I loved Pilot Talk 2.
Pilot Talk 3 is like that. The song he got a song with Styles P.
I was like, yo, I can't no more, fool. Like, I can't. It sounds the same. I can't do it no more.
Oh, it's too relaxed.
I waited a while.
Mm-hmm.
Got back to it. I'm like, all right, let me see what this joint is.
Stoned Immaculate.
I think I listened to that or something a little later. I was like, bro, this shit sound the same from when I was in high school, bro. Like, ain't nothing different with this
because
stuff.
You know why? Because it's high
I
music.
need
It's
different.
It's stoner music. It's low rider stoner music.
The flow is the same and like the beat selection be the same, bro. I'm like, bro.
But the beats is hard though. That's why I like with it.
They're good, but I can't do that same stuff over and over again. That's why I give Drake a lot of credit for how he did his stuff. Not trying to compare Currency to Drake, but and Kendrick, their stuff is different.
Currency got a cult following though.
Wiz Khalifa, they was on the same level at one
point.
Yeah,
09. They
started to mix it up.
Yeah,
do some different things.
But Currency don't want that. He want the smokers. He want the low riders. I'm not even talking about
like radio record wise. Like, do something different, bro. Like, please. I used to be. Yeah. I bought his albums.
Yeah, so I got Stoned Immaculate. Yeah,
I just couldn't no more, bro. I'm like, I can't.
His beats was ridiculous. Yeah. But nah, I feel what you're saying. Like, people are in that realm with him. Mm-hmm. It's like Currency to take him.
He got diehards now though, so he's fine.
Yeah,
he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, just like Odd Future. Just like,
who am I? You know, first of all, Tyler the Creator deserved that number one. I don't listen to Tyler. I don't listen to Tyler anymore. I used to.
Yeah, I used to too. I haven't listened to him recently.
He deserved that.
I'm more of an Earl fan.
And DJ Khaled was pissed.
Yeah.
He threw a fit.
Yeah,
he threw a whole fit.
I'm like, that's Epic's fault though, because Epic he was competing with the same act. They both on Epic,
bro. But I'm like, fool, you just threw like 5 years of positivity out the window, bro. Like you had a whole fit.
And the Weight Watchers, all that Snapchat.
Like you really can't get mad at Tyler because he really started at the bottom, bro. Like he started nothing, got everything. And then a number one, his first number one. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah, for the cult following at that.
Die hard.
And sold out the Garden.
Did he for real?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Shit. Any other music I missed? I think I covered them all, but they were good. The stuff I'm hearing, I can't wait to listen to.
Yeah.
All this good music. You got anything else?
I think that's it for me, bro.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right. This has been another episode of Relentless Reasons. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.